Hi, and welcome to Michael Talks Business, where all sorts of entrepreneurs give their advice on business. I'm Michael, and today our guest is Granger. Let's get to it. Hi, so we're here with Granger today, and she's an entrepreneur in the fashion and beauty industry. So, Kara, tell us a little about your business. What do you do?
So 4 years ago, I started designing dresses, and then I expanded to men's bamboo t-shirts.
Oh, wow.
And I recently just launched a lash line with plans to expand to other beauty products in the future.
Oh, so interesting. What kind of lashes? What's different about those lashes?
Well, they're extremely high quality, and they're made out of mink, cruelty-free mink.
Oh, interesting.
And they're amazing. You can wear them 20 to 30 times. It's a great product.
Tell me, what prompted you to become an entrepreneur rather than, have a stable, regular job?
I think having a stable, regular job scared me a little bit more because I knew that I'd have to stick between these boundaries and these walls. And because I'm a very creative person, I always thought of, I need to chase my dreams and I need to make my ideas come to life. Being young at the age of 21, I felt like I just need to take those chances. And at the time I was also modeling. So for me, I had that flexibility to be able to kind of dive into that in a world that I already had my feet wet in.
That's interesting that you mentioned modeling. So you're an entrepreneur in the beauty industry and the fashion industry, and you're also a model. Can you talk a little to that?
Yeah, so I started modeling about 10 years ago, and that's actually what prompted me to start my first clothing line because I felt that there was a gap in the market. And for myself, all my ideas are based on strategy. So for my first clothing line, I said to myself, I'm only going to sell black, white, and red gowns because I feel that those are hard to find, and they're also staples. They're staple pieces for women, and it's harder to find them in different seasons. So
that
I thought,
black dress.
Exactly.
Right.
I feel like, it's black, white, or red. If you don't like one, you like the other. And you feel like every woman deserves to have that option and to feel elegant. So that's why I started that, based off of having the experience of modeling in so many different clothing lines.
As a young entrepreneur, you started at only 21. Is that correct?
Yes.
So would you say it's better to go to school to become an entrepreneur, or just straight out of high school sort of take your chances and see what happens?
So I actually never pictured myself as being an entrepreneur. I actually graduated high school early, went straight to university, and then later on in my 20s, around 20, 21, when I started having these ideas and really believing in myself, I then actually put myself back into school. All education is valuable,
of course,
but I feel like you have to be in a certain mindset where you want to be able to learn.
I see.
Or you're susceptible to learning, where you really want that knowledge.
Right.
And before, when you're forced to go to school or when you feel like you have to do something, I'm the personality where
sort of like that passion. Right.
But the second I was like, wait a second, I feel like I can be more powerful the more I know. So therefore, I need to be that person and take that extra step and put myself back in school because I want to be more knowledgeable. I don't want to be sitting in a room and not know what people are talking about. So I went back to school. I went to entrepreneurial management, and I had a book of ideas. And I went up to my professor and I said, "Okay, I need some advice. What do? I want to start this one. I want to do this. This is a great idea." And she looked at me and she said, "Okay, you can only do one. You have to start with one." So
this is very interesting. I find that happens a lot with entrepreneurs. They get a million ideas that they want to sort of explore and go after, and they could be all good ideas, but it seems that you really have to pick one or two or a very small number so that you can focus all your energy. Would you say that that's correct, or is it sometimes better to sort of try many different things and see what succeeds?
Well, I feel like for myself, I constantly need to have something going on. So many people have been telling me to just stick with one thing, but I feel like sometimes it's good to branch off if you know that maybe another venture or expansion could help the other one. that you have. So for myself, expanding to men's bamboo t-shirts, that helped because I was opening up a different demographic.
Right.
And it was also something else that could fuel my fire. It was also a new project and something I could dive into.
Right. So sort of one venture fed the next one.
Yes.
I see. Would you be able to tell us maybe one or two things that you learned throughout your experience that you want to share with our audience who are, presumably young entrepreneurs who are just starting out, and you can tell them something that you wish you knew, now. When you were starting out, that you know now.
I would say networking is so important.
Mm-hmm.
The people you know it's absolutely amazing how that can take you from being here to take you to be over here.
Right.
So networking is very important. I feel that no idea is stupid. You really need to plan out what you want to do, and you really can't listen to other people's opinions, because most of the time for myself, nobody understood my vision.
Right.
Nobody understood my mindset. Mm-hmm. And if I had listened from the beginning of doing things differently or not starting things,
right,
then I wouldn't be where I am now. So it's definitely just keep following your vision. Also taking advice, but don't stray too far away from the original plan. Mm-hmm. And also back to being educated, never stop educating yourself.
I agree with that 100%. Education is extremely important.
It's you're constantly feeding your mind, and I feel that is so important. Whether you're reading self-help business books, whether you're researching, Tony Robbins on YouTube. There's so many different levels of
right,
educating yourself. And even when I was, working a few jobs back in the day and starting up my ventures, I still went to night school.
Uh-huh.
So it's freezing out, and I have to go to, walk to the school and everything, and it's 10 o'clock at night.
Yeah,
and
it's not easy.
It's not easy,
yeah,
but it was great to always be in that mindset of continuously learning, and I think everyone should always do that for the rest of their life.
Right.
I don't think learning stops when you hit a certain age.
Mm-hmm. Could you talk maybe a little on, getting your first clients? How did you go about that? Was it just networking, or was there
mm-hmm.
anything else that you did? Anything specific?
Mm-hmm. Like I said, networking is very important, and I feel like word of mouth, when somebody likes something, it's
right,
then, they tell 5 of their friends,
of course,
which is very important.
Well, people do business with people they like, and, they
exactly,
buy products they like.
Exactly. I think it's very important that whatever you attach your name to, that it is absolutely phenomenal. And I feel like if you really give it your all and you make whatever that is amazing, then it's like people just want to be around that. And right, you speak from your heart when you're speaking about what you do, because, you're not selling, a crappy product, or you're not trying to cheat people out. So therefore, you're being so authentic. And when you truly care about your clients, it just kind of comes for full circle, and people know that you're genuine.
So Kara, everybody's on social media these days. Some are not at all, or sort of do not such a very good job on it. In your business, would you say that this is something important to be on social media?
I think social media nowadays is extremely important for all businesses, especially for my generation and younger, because we're so social media driven.
Right.
And I feel that even on an app such as Instagram, someone can go to my brand, and if it shows that 5 people follow it, they're like, oh, yeah.
Right. It creates sort of an impression.
How good is it really then if only a few
right,
people? Because so many people are influenced by other people. So I think it's a great tool. And for myself, I've actually gotten quite a bit of business from social media.
Really?
Yes. And I have 4 Instagram accounts,
oh, wow,
one for each venture,
wow,
and myself. And I feel like sometimes they feed each other as well, mm-hmm, especially my personal one.
Right.
And even to this day, when I do photo shoots and I do modeling,
yep,
sometimes I'm able to actually incorporate my clothing lines or my lash line.
Right, because somebody can see you and then go to your other, your fashion Instagram pages and just keep going like that.
Exactly. Or if a client wants me to come with my makeup ready, I'll use my lashes, and then I can use those amazing photos or magazine covers with my product.
Right.
So for me, it's like I'm always the model of my products. So that's my strategy behind that.
Okay,
But
that's very smart.
social media, yes, there's definitely strategy, and such as my men's account, I actually have to think when I'm posting on behalf of that men's account, who's my target, who's my demographic, and what do they want to see? So I have to think as if I were a guy.
Right.
I have to think like,
how is that? How is that working for you?
Well, sometimes it's challenging. I think it's fun because I get to post a lot of, manly posts, and when people message me on that account, they automatically assume I'm a male, and so I have to speak to them as if I am a male as well.
That must be some pretty funny.
There's no X's and O's and smiley faces. It's very direct, and so it's there's strategy behind every brand, and I think that personally is different, but for each brand you have to really kind of figure out what your overall image and goal you're trying to achieve is.
Right. So, Miss Fashion Beauty, did you design this suit?
Well, yes, I did. How did you know? Yes.
Can you tell me a little about it?
Yeah, so I actually recently expanded from my women's gown line to women's fashion suits because I felt that there was a lack in the market. And because I'm a model of my own products, I thought, why the heck not? I mean, and I feel like when expanding businesses, you have to think about why and what your strategy is behind that. And definitely always try to promote your own products. So I feel like if I'm going to wear a business suit, it may as well be my own design.
Right.
If I'm going to wear my lashes, they better be mine as well.
You're not going into jewelry, are you?
I think I did used to sell pearls, funnily enough. But no, I think fashion and beauty is more my style.
Okay. All right. Well, Kira, thank you very much for joining us today. Now, I know you have a lot of Instagram accounts. What's the best one to find you?
The best one that people can connect with me on is at Miss Kara with a K, Granger, Granger. And that showcases my life and my business life as well.
Well, thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, share. That's it. Till next time.